Oi, boys, welcome to another episode in our South Sydney Rabbitohs career mode series. We are in round 22 and we're looking for our 6th win in a row. As always, shout out to the gang if you're watching this right now. Be sure to hit up that comment section with the hashtag OddSquad. But yeah, with Walker out of the picture at the moment, Chef Benji was serving him up last game and hopefully he can keep that form. It's almost as if Walker's still there, but not quite, as there is quite a difference in speed between the two. Our opponents for today, the St. George Illawarra Dragons, playing at the SCG it looks like, and yeah, the Dragons in real life are currently 2-1 to start the season. Many have been downplaying their wins as them playing against the worst teams in the comp, which is pretty slack, not gonna lie. By the time this video goes live, there should be a poll posted up on YouTube for you lot to vote for who we coach next in this save. And for anyone wondering if I did any recruitment for the Rabbitohs, I did. I didn't get to record it, but we'll definitely check before we start the new year wherever we land. The poll is live at the moment and will remain live for, I won't say the remainder of the series, I'll cut it off maybe a week in advance. But yeah, if you haven't already, go ahead and vote for the options that I've selected. We've got some pretty terrible teams in there and an up-and-coming team, and also one of who I consider as a heavyweight in the league. As we search for our first points here, camped on the Dragons 10, we swing it wide to Vita to Tola. We'll get over, all too easy. A simple fend, plenty of space in the middle of the field, and we score under the posts. If you didn't catch the latest episode, we actually have the opposition scoreless, 19 points to 0 against the Canberra Raiders, one of the better teams in the league. That was our second time doing so too, playing on this difficulty. As we send Burgess through, we managed to get him one-on-one with Dufty at full speed, just to use the mat as a bit of a speed bump. And we find Marshall here in support. Probably should have passed it just then. We did have the numbers and still do, but Jacob Hurst holds on to it. Honestly, it's risky throwing those passes even with an overlap. The AI tends to come up with an interception as we get wrapped up outside the 20. 2 tackles to go. Burgess swings it wide. Jaden Sewer puts Dane Gagai through the gap and we score untouched on the back of a beautiful line break created by, I think, Cam Murray, that put Burgess one-on-one with Dufty, which eventually led to this try. With 9 minutes remaining, the Dragons not really offering up anything in attack. I forgot to check if they were in the 8, but I know for sure we're definitely in the 8 and contending for that minor premiership. I believe it's a 2-horse race between us and the Melbourne Storm as we look to work our way downfield. Murray to Burgess once again. Bit of a combo, or a bit of a theme this game, these two. As we spread it wide, Jaden Sewer finally rounded up around the 40 and the Dragons give away the penalty on the last tackle as well. That's a rough one. So we take the tap with Cook, test the line, get around 1. We've done plenty of running with Cookie this season. Plenty of darts at a dummy half as we take another here through Latrell Mitchell, who gets wrapped up by Dufty. Pretty decent gain though, outside the 20. Arrow to Reynolds. Oh, Benji Marshall will cross for our 3rd try of the game. Old man Benji gets on the board. That defense though from the Dragons, what is doing? That was some terrible defense. Half time, we head into the break with a comfortable 18-point lead. And now let's check these stats out real quick. It's actually not as bad as expected. We've had all the ball and the Dragons just making a few too many errors. The Dragons defense in the second half though, 24 minutes in, they've been pretty solid. It's definitely way more competitive in the second half. We've made a couple of errors as well as we turn over possession here. Dragons on our 30, can they get on the board? Or will we be able to hold another team scoreless? How good will that be? 2 weeks. 0 points scored against us. As new recruit Daniel Alvaro takes it to the line on the 10. Third, yellow. Inside, back to Matt Dufty. A classic play, but Latrell Mitchell's there to meet him. St. George set up on both sides. They will come left, and they will cough the ball up on the 4th. Great news for us, terrible for the Dragons. That was their best position all game. As we send it out to Benji Marshall, look at the defense though. Right in Marshall's face. I did want to send it flat, as we always do off the scrum. As Campbell Graham runs out of space. Here on the short side, he's wrapped up 10 meters out from our line. But yeah, I was going for the classic, just soak up the numbers at the back of the scrum, try and put Marshall through the gap, another draw and pass. Would have been golden for Mansour. As we get wrapped up, fourth inside the 20, unable to make it out Benji. There was plenty of space there if we could get around or in and behind that ruck. Fifth and last, we're clearing from within our 30. Decent defense once again from the Dragons. As Ravalawa brings it back, he's eventually wrapped up by Latrell Mitchell. Now that it seems way more likely with 9 minutes to go, we have one goal for the remainder of this match, and that is to hold the Dragons to 0. And yeah, that's something we haven't done yet, I think ever. Let's hold two teams scoreless in back-to-back weeks. Dragons though are inching closer. They go to the short side and it's a forward pass. That is perfect. That pretty much sums up just how this game has been for the Dragons. I mean, at halftime they had 3 errors on the board. They gave away 2 penalties. As we send it back down the short side to Campbell Graham off the scrum. First, Cook. Long and flat. Tom Burgess. One-on-one with Dufty, but we can't get rid of him that time. Second, Reynolds drops it on the toe, regathers. Third, the clock winding down. Benji, short and flat. Campbell Graham. Defense is there to meet him. 2 tackles remain. Cam Murray, Latrell Mitchell will get wrapped up on the 10 in the pocket deep. It's Adam Reynolds. We go to Reynolds, and Ren Diggity will get that 1-pointer. A little cherry on top of what's been another solid performance. Full time here at the Sydney Cricket Ground, and for the second week in a row we hold another team scoreless, and it's the exact same scoreline as the last game. 19 points to zip. We are peaking at the moment, boys. As we take a look at the full-time match stats, Benji will pick up man of the match as always. If you enjoyed that and would like to see more Rugby League Live 4 content or more content in general, be sure to run a short at that like button and subscribe to the channel if you're new. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you.
When it comes to it, it'll show when it's time. I will never need a doubt who's behind. That's my
Later.
team, that's my team. Loyalty over everything, that's my team, that's my team. From the bottom where we grinding, that's my team, that's my team. To the top where we shining,